on, everybody? Start your fuck off Friday with us here on Riding the Pine. And it's a special day because Marv, again, is risen from the dead.
Back
to earth. He didn't haunt us too much. Sheebs is here as always.
Would it be a day on Riding the Pine without me wearing some sort of Vikings apparel?
I don't think so.
Or Marv wearing a hat to cover up that fucking pube head. But I love the Marv
You say
style.
pube head or cube head?
Pube head, like pubes.
I was like, damn, why are you calling him a cube head?
Nah, pube head. He's just a furry little fella. I'm Adam. We got a loaded show. It's our usual Friday. You know, we got our NFL previews, but before that, we're gonna go over the NBA draft. Big injury, obviously. Klay Thompson goes down. End of the show, we got our locks of the week and something new. We're gonna do a little stardom situm. So stay with us. We're loaded. Get your weekend ready with us here on Riding the Pine. Let's get it going, boys. I think start with Klay Thompson. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
it was just, you know, a workout for him. He was in the gym, ends up tearing his Achilles. He's out for the year. Console the Warriors. Season canceled.
Well, not necessarily.
I don't think cancel's not
Need
necessarily.
both of them in the final.
Yeah, but Steph Curry is a game changer.
Steph Curry.
Probably
He is.
the
He's
greatest
Steph Curry.
shooter of all time. Andrew Wiggins, you don't know what you're gonna get from Andrew Wiggins. You really
Right.
don't.
That's a problem.
He's a wild card.
James Wiseman, you never know. He could step in and have an immediate role. You know, they still have Draymond. I
And he
know
will.
Draymond's
They're trying
pretty-
Wiseman's gonna
to
be-
get Kelly Oubre.
Yeah, they are. I think they did get Kelly Oubre.
Oh, they did.
because I
You
think we.
mean to tell me
yeah.
Kelly Oubre is gonna lift them to the finals alongside Steph with how Clay would?
No.
I don't mean the season's canceled. I mean put their finals hopes away. We'll put it that way. I'll rephrase.
Put him to bed. Tuck him in.
I think their finals hopes are out the window. You need both of them to win the finals, especially with how the West is.
Yeah.
you do.
It's a shame though. Klay Thompson he'll miss 2 straight seasons now, and they're in their division. They're in our division, so I don't, I still don't want to see him get hurt.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Like
especially-
I'd rather have him competing against the Lakers with Steph than him
Yeah,
missing the whole
for sure.
season.
No, it's really
Yeah.
unfortunate, especially to happen before the season. You know, he can't even
Yeah, and he's been working his ass off to try to just get back for this year, and that the fact that he was doing the workout and that's when it happened, that really just
wasn't it to
sucks.
his other knee,
Yeah,
I believe because it was his left knee that was his ACL.
and this was his right knee
Is right, yeah.
yesterday. That's unfortunate. And honestly, I think that's a good way to bring us into the draft. I thought that would change up how the Warriors approach the draft.
So did I. I thought LaMelo Ball was going to be taken by them.
I thought so too. I figured that they might take him, seeing as how Clay's going to be out for basically a calendar year. The top 5 played out. Anthony Edwards. I mean, I think he was the consensus number 1 overall. He
good,
was
best, good. I mean, you can't go wrong.
made sense.
As a Timberwolves fan, how do you think he fits into the core group of guys already there? Jarrett Culver, Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell. Now Ricky Rubio's back.
Hey, you're getting ahead. You're reading my mind. I was gonna go over. I'm satisfied overall with the Wolves draft night. It wasn't an A+ draft, but it's what they needed to do. Edwards, he'll fit in fine. D'Lo's gonna be now the shooting guard with Rubio coming in. You could have Edwards. You're gonna have a 3-guard setup with the Wolves. James Johnson was also a part of the deal. To OKC along with the 17 pick. That's neither here nor there. So they're going to be
we wasted, might I add. Who the fuck? Anyway.
Edwards was the only one because you can't go with Wiseman.
No.
It's not a too big game anymore.
No, yeah.
D'Lo wouldn't make sense. Him and D'Lo together, that doesn't make any sense. Edwards was the only logical choice here at number 1 without trading back and acquiring future assets or guys that could step in right away. I think Edwards is going to be fine. It's just he has the athleticism and the power. It's just how badly he wants to take his game and reach his potential, which worries me because we've seen that before with, you brought him up, Andrew Wiggins. He hasn't reached that potential that was talked about coming out of high school. So with Edwards, it's how badly he wants to reach that potential, how hard he's going to work. I think that's a good core 3 right off the rip. I'm not, it's going to be a 35-win team again. But either way, I like the pick. James Wiseman goes 2 to Golden State. LaMelo Ball 3 to the Hornets. I thought the shock of the draft was Patrick Williams at 4 to the Bulls. And
Yeah.
then Isaac Okoro from Auburn goes 5 to the Cavs.
I just don't know. There's a lot of guys that were available that weren't a bench player.
Exactly.
That's my only thing. Not saying the kid doesn't deserve to be drafted, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That he was a 6 man of the year. I mean, yeah,
that
man of the year, but
they really threw off the draft because then you have Obi Toppin flip to 8 with the Knicks, and I thought the steal of the draft was Halliburton going to the Kings at 12.
that was a good pick. Yeah.
I thought that was
I think Wiseman's a really good fit for the Warriors because they haven't really had I feel like they haven't had a dominant big man since like Nate Thurman, and that was like
We almost got it.
decade.
We almost got it when Boogie got that deal, but he never got to play.
Yeah, and like Jay Williams is out there on ESPN today talking about Andrew Bogut and blah blah blah. I'm like, who gives a fuck about Andrew Bogut? It's not like he was like changing the game.
No, he was just the guy to get all their rebounds.
Yeah, like I think Wiseman can have that like a large impact.
Yeah, I agree.
Alongside Draymond. And then LaMelo Ball to the Hornets is very, very interesting because we might finally get to see that one-on-one game between Michael Jordan and LeVar Ball. And that definitely seems like something Michael Jordan would do. After watching The Last Dance, really seems like something Michael Jordan would do. Just draft him just to settle some grievance he has with somebody else.
That's the only reason he took LaMelo. That's the only reason. The sole reason he took LaMelo was to play LeVar one-on-one.
Yeah.
The Hornets had a very good draft between LaMelo got Vernon Carey in the second round.
Yeah.
They had a good draft.
They have a good core group of young guys. They have
Devontae Graham is there.
Devontae Graham,
he's the problem.
Terry Rozier, Miles Bridges. They have PJ Washington. So a lot of young guys there that have potential to develop into some good players.
Other than that, though, I mean, the draft basically went as everybody expected. There wasn't movement really in the lottery.
No, I was surprised. I was surprised that there wasn't anything like picks 1 through 10 usually don't stay 1 through 10, and they did.
Yeah. I was surprised. Like, I mean, I know the Knicks wanted Obi Toppin, but like, I agree with Stephen A. Smith. They need a guard. They need a guard that could really go out there and like change the game. They got so many forwards for no reason. Like they draft a four. They have Julius Randle.
I thought Cole Anthony would have been a nice fit in New York.
Yeah.
But
hey, there was a man by the name of Tyrese Halliburton on the board when the Knicks picked Obi Toppin.
Yeah.
The Kings got one. The Kings are gonna be. They might be knocking on the playoffs door for the first time since what 04.
Yeah.
They got the longest drought in right now.
I'd hold your breath because Buddy Hield.
I wouldn't say
Buddy Hield wants to leave.
Yeah.
He wants to go to Dallas as his preferred destination. Watch out if he goes to Dallas. They just moved Seth Curry to the Sixers, so
they were still very competitive this season, especially towards the end.
They just need a healthy Kristaps.
Yeah, well,
that's hard. That's hard to get.
I know. Yeah, I know.
And the Lakers basically selected Dennis Schroeder with the 28th pick, essentially.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, what's good with the Thunder? They don't want anybody. It seems they're just like, let's not have any single players on the roster. Let's have nobody.
I don't know what Sam Presti's doing because I thought SGA and Kelly Oubre could have been a problem, dude. Like I thought they could have been a problem together, and then we moved him out. Ricky Rubio was here for 20 minutes and moved him out.
Danny Green was there for about 15.
Danny Green was there for a day, moved him out. I do like the bringing in of Al Horford to complement Steven Adams. I think they are going to do pretty well. I didn't know this. Steven Adams is only fucking like 25, and to me that's insane.
Yeah, it's naughty.
Gilgeous-Alexander is gross.
And
imagine the stuff he learned from Chris Paul this past season.
I know.
Who, by the way,
I don't know. I think it's all going to come down to maybe they're just thinking next year they're just trying to get a higher draft pick or some sort of way.
Well,
but
Jesus Christ, they have fucking 30.
I know, but we're gonna have to see what he does because this year, so far in this draft, I don't know who the fuck was that guy.
Well, let's be honest here. It wasn't a very strong draft.
You're not wrong, but I feel like if COVID had, it's going to be even weaker next year. So I don't know. You should have taken an advantage while you could. there was way fucking better people on the
And I
board. We needed a
love-
point guard. We needed a fucking point guard. Honestly, we just moved Schroeder. We don't have CP3. Who the fuck's gonna be our point guard?
Someone.
Me.
You could have got him. Could have got
I'll
him
tell
at
you what
25.
though, right now, I think the Pacific Division is the strongest division in all of basketball.
Yeah.
You got the Lakers, the defending champs, the Clippers, who are gonna make some noise again this year. The Kings
Divisions
have
don't even
potential,
matter in basketball. In the NBA, divisions don't mean shit.
but still though, you know what I'm saying? Like the Warriors could be kind of back. They were gonna be all the way back if Klay Thompson did unfortunately get hurt. But
Yeah.
and the Suns could be dangerous with Chris
Yeah.
Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton.
That's how I analyze sports: is how teams finish the previous year and what they do in the offseason, which you can ask Mikey Cole. I told him about the Padres this season. If you saw how they finished the season prior, let him know about Tennessee going into last season's NFL playoffs. You know, they missed the year before. Hey, watch the Titans this year. You just look at how teams finish, how competitive they are, what moves they make in the offseason. And I think, like you said, that Suns team, I think they'll find their way in.
Yeah, I think the Suns are gonna be in the playoffs next year.
Booker is now that dude.
Yeah, no, he's been that dude, I think, for a couple years, but now like
But now the whole world got to see.
he's that dude, yeah.
Christ, they went 8-0 in the bubble. They did everything they could have.
They had nothing to show for it.
Still didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah, poor guys.
On our side of things, I love what Rosas did. We went in with the 1, the 17, and the 33, and we walk away with Edwards, Leonardo Balmaro, who his ball handling is just disgusting. Jaden McDaniels from Washington and Ricky Rubio. That's a very good draft night. I thought a very good job. Wasn't a strong draft again, so getting the guys that were there when available and being able to pedal Rubio back home. Towns loves him. Towns loves Rubio.
What was good with the Bucks giving the Pelicans like 80,000 first round picks along with George Hill and whoever else for Drew Holiday?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not to stray off that, but speaking of the Bucks, before I forget, before we move to NFL, the league is investigating the sign and trade with Bogdanovich. I don't know what exactly they're.
I don't know what happened with that.
He apparently
through.
they
Yeah.
they were gonna do it, but he never agreed to going to the Bucks. Like he never was like, yeah, I want to go there. He basically told him no, and then it just fell through and collapsed. They fumbled it.
The league's looking at it. We pretty much went over everything. CP3 gone. I mean, Schroeder, Drew Holiday of the Bucks. So that basically wraps up the NBA.
Should we touch on the Robinson Cano situation before we get into football?
Hey,
It's second time,
dumb
you know,
motherfucker.
idiot. Doesn't need to.
Disappointing.
He's got the. It's very disappointing. He doesn't need him, and now he's got popped twice.
So kiss Hall of Fame goodbye for Robbie Cano. Say it ain't so.
I was so sad when he went to the Mariners, and now I'm just like, wow, he has stunk ever since. Like
He's stunk ever
and-
since.
Yankees knew what they were doing. Let him go.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. It's a shame. It really is a shame, but it happens.
Yeah.
You know, guys think in 2020 you can't get away with it. Good luck with that. You know, so Cano's Hall of Fame. I mean, and if you look at his numbers, they're Hall of Fame worthy numbers, especially if he's got some years to go. Not anymore. You can kiss that goodbye. It really, besides that, nothing else Major League Baseball related. I mean, the award winners we already talked about. You know, I think they did. Everybody that won their MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, I think the league got it right.
Yeah.
You know, Bieber, Bauer, Lewis, Williams, Abreu, and Freeman. I thought all 6 of them.
All deserving.
Mattingly, Manager of the Year, Kevin Cash, K World Series Game 6 aside. Yeah,
Yeah.
agree with that.
So before we get into our previews and stuff,
No.
can I go on
No.
a little rant here?
No.
All right.
What's the rant about?
What the fuck is good with the Pro Bowl? I know nobody cares about the Pro Bowl in general, but like, why are you?
Let's hear it.
Why are you having your Pro Bowl on Madden? First of all, how does that even work? 2, what's the incentive for people wanting to make the Pro Bowl if you don't even get a trip nor a game out of it? And who is going to watch that? the ratings for the Pro Bowl were already low to begin with because the players they just kind of half-ass it because who wants to get hurt because they're the only fucking league that has their All-Star game
After the fucking
at the end of
season's
the
over.
season.
Hey, at least we're gonna see more hitting in the Pro Bowl this year.
Yeah.
Somebody's just going to be cursing about how bad the game is or something. And the only hitting you're going to see is controllers hitting the floor.
Here's what the NFL did right, though. I don't know if you guys remember years ago, they held the Pro Bowl the week after the Super Bowl. And by then, everybody was just like, why the fuck am I going to watch this? Season's over with. The league did right by moving it in that off week between the conference championships and the Super Bowl. So at least people
Yeah, I guess.
somewhat
Yeah.
interested. But either way, it's a terrible product. Like, yeah, okay, it's an accolade. But in the world of the NFL, Pro Bowls mean nothing. All Pro means
All Pro is
what
everything. That's what
appearances and
matters.
you know.
If
Yeah.
we had more people like Sean Taylor playing in the Pro Bowl, just killing punters, then people would watch.
It's a different league, you know.
You know, it's very different.
They had to pull him aside. They're like, dude, we don't do that here. And I don't think he cared.
You can barely breathe on a guy anymore without getting a fucking personal foul. But it's the way of the world. It's the way of the league. It's Goodell's communist product. That's how it is. Speaking of communist product, we got one going on right now. Seattle 7-0 lead over Arizona. We are recording. There's 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Russ is going deep, and he's got DK Metcalf.
Again?
Yeah, that's a 40-yard pass, maybe more. Russ is cooking. He's 7-7. That's going to put him over 100 yards already in the first quarter.
Yup.
Probably because everybody's been telling him he's playing like poo the past 2 weeks.
Oh, there's a flag on the play. Well,
Defense
either way,
Kyler Murray with a good start, 2 of 4 yards so far, with 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Nice.
Yeah, you know.
holding
Kenyon
on
Drake
Seattle.
is their leading receiver with 3 yards and their leading rusher with 3 yards. So I haven't watched the game, but it seems like Seattle has to be dominating time and possession so far.
Yeah, Arizona's only had it once. This is Seattle's second go around with the ball. Their first drive took almost 7 minutes off the clock. Seattle's, that is.
They're going to need a better game from Patrick Peterson today because he looked like poo against the Bills. He looked like shit.
Speaking of that Bills game, I was praying to the football gods that we'd get if somehow, some way this game could top that Bills game for game of the year. And by the start of it, it ain't looking that way. But again, you got a whole lot of football to
Not
go.
how you start,
know.
it's how you finish. As Yogi
Russell-
Berra said, it's not over until it's over.
Oh, that would have been a nice play. So yeah, we're gonna be doing it. We'll check back in on this game every so often. Oh, let's get to the rundown, man. Let's start in Cleveland, where the Browns are opening up at 3-point favorites over the Eagles.
Ooh.
This seems like a very easy pick, but slowly and surely the Eagles are starting to get some guys back. They just got Sanders back, Goddard's back, Ertz is almost ready to return. I
think a 3-point spread is a good call for this game. I think it's going to be a close
the
game.
Browns will win, though. I don't know.
I think the Browns will win too.
I don't just
think it's
trust
close.
Carson Wentz.
I don't trust Baker Mayfield though either, so I don't trust him.
That's also true because considering the fact that Dak Prescott still has more passing yards on the season than Baker Mayfield,
It's pretty sickening.
He has more passing yards on the season than Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Ryan Tannehill, and Drew Lock.
You know, I would just laugh so hard if this game. Think back the past 2 weeks, Cleveland's been home. That game against the Raiders with the 50-mile-an-hour winds, the weather alerts last weekend. I would just
They're getting some snow.
Like a combo of both, where you just have nasty wind, snow, and this is like a 6-0 finish or 6-3 finish.
Yeah, that'd be
I don't know how
fun.
the weather's going to be in Cleveland on Sunday. Browns open up at 3. I like Cleveland to take down Philly.
Yeah,
But don't be surprised. This is one of
Mhm.
those don't be surprised games if Philly does pull it off.
yeah, and it's not really like pulling it off because Philly's just been really, really fucking banged up, man. And I think like you said, they're getting some pieces back. So I don't know. That division is still wide open because it's fucking.
Both teams have something to play for. The Browns are battling for a playoff spot. You have
The Browns are in second right now, tied with Baltimore. So
what you have in the AFC. You have 5 teams at 6-3 battling for 3 wild card spots. So the
Mhm.
Browns have something to play for. The Eagles are right now still first in the East, but the Giants are right there knocking on the door.
It makes me
Yeah.
so depressed to see that the 3-5-1 Eagles, people are like, oh, the division's still wide open, and they're leading it.
It is.
It is though.
Like,
It's
how
I
the
mean,
does
it is.
reality.
how does that happen? Like, how does all these teams? I mean, we knew the Giants and the Washington football team were going to be mediocre, but the Cowboys. I mean,
Well,
obviously,
yeah,
Well,
Dak
the
Prescott
Cowboys,
went down. Dak Prescott
Yeah.
went down, and like that's like the biggest blow they possibly could have.
but
But
before that,
before that, they
Collins,
they
weren't.
weren't even.
the whole line basically besides Martin goes down. Van Der Esch goes down.
When
They just
doesn't
had
Leighton Van Der Esch go down?
Sean Lee. When doesn't Sean Lee? I think it's like he's qualified and obligated to get hurt 3 times a year and miss at least 5 to 7 games.
That guy's when he's healthy, he's nasty, but he can't stay healthy ever.
Dude,
Demarcus
Kyler Murray's like a
has
dog.
Demarcus Lawrence done anything this year? He
I
got
don't
that
think so.
No,
huge
Aldon
payday.
Smith is Olin Smith is the head honcho on defense,
Yeah. Like,
and good for him.
what's good with these guys getting these big ass contracts and like, oh, I don't really feel like it.
I don't feel like it.
Mm.
Let's go down to Jameis Winston down in NOLA. The Saints and Falcons. The line moved. It was a 5-point. The Saints were favored by 5. It's now down to 4. Drew Brees is not going to play, but Sean Payton hasn't made a decision. He's going to go with Winston or Hill. Kamara didn't practice today.
Oof.
If Kamara doesn't play, I'll be the guy that says Atlanta pulls this one off.
I might be taking Atlanta to begin with because the Saints defense has games where, and this is also a divisional game nonetheless. So the Saints defense has some holes, and I think the Falcons, this is they're going to be a game. This is a game where Matt Ryan's going to come in and say, hey, they don't have Drew Brees. They don't have, if Kamara doesn't play, they're like, hey, this is our game to fucking win. Like, let's go. This is our chance to keep it going here.
On the flip side of things, I think Ridley was also held out of practice today too for Atlanta.
I do believe that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know what's good with the Falcons either. Like, I thought they were going to be a good team coming into the season. They get Todd Gurley, and, you think they have some pieces on their defense that would make them good. Matt Ryan's not doing like horrible. He has 15 touchdowns and 5 picks, and they're losing a lot of football games. But they go to Minnesota,
Well, look at
blow
how
us
they
out.
lost their first few. How they lost their first few games. The one to Dallas should have won that. The one to the Bears should have won that. So you're looking at a team right now that's 3-6. They should be 5-4.
Yeah,
At the very least, they should be 5-4. So if Ridley's out, then my boy Zucchini, he could go off for a big game like he did against the Packers. Julio Jones is going to have tough matchup, but I think it's one that he's going to win over Lattimore.
Yeah, he's going to have to be a big part of their offense.
kind of a down year for Julio Jones so far, it seems.
Better than his past couple.
10 on one leg.
Healthier than he has. And
Yeah.
that's good to see. That's what Julio needs. So yeah, go around the horn. If Kamara's out,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Atlanta. If Kamara plays, I'm gonna take Atlanta +4. I think the Saints win, but I would like Atlanta with the spread, not to win though if Kamara plays.
I hate Atlanta, and I'm taking Atlanta.
That's a lot.
the
That's
spread.
big words for a guy down in Georgia.
I hate Atlanta and the Falcons. They're fucking terrible.
I'm taking Atlanta. If like you said, if Kamara plays, so I'm gonna take the Saints because
I'm taking
their
them
leading-
even if
he's their leading
even if they-
receiver and leading rusher. So if he doesn't play,
Nope. It's to the nation's capital where we have the number 1 and number 2 picks of this year's draft squaring off. Joe Burrow, Chase Young, Washington football team, Bengals. First of all, if Dan Snyder actually fucking keeps the football team name like a report said they're going to do, that is the biggest fucking joke. And I curse the team. They have a curse on them. I
Yeah.
curse them forever.
They would.
that-
100%.
I didn't see that. That's so dumb.
I didn't see that either. That's
Yeah,
I could
no, they-
I could come up with like 3 names right now that I heard somewhere
Yeah.
that would be better.
Yeah.
Like the Warriors, like
Red Tails, Red Wolves. I mean, the
Anything.
Sentinels. Anything. Name them the fucking Washingtons.
The Washington, just do Capitals, bro. Like what?
Or if they're the Washington Georges. Like that's even better than the football team.
The Liberty.
Could be.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
Anything.
it's just something, dude.
Man. Anyways,
The Washington Lincoln Memorials.
Chase Young might kill Joe Burrow. There's a
Yeah,
very
he
good
might.
chance.
Well, he probably get to him a couple times. That'll be funny.
Yes. The Bengals' line's atrocious. Washington,
Yeah.
1.5 point favorites here. I think the Bengals win the game. I do, but T. Higgins is also banged up. So Joe Mixon's banged up. They're not ruled out. If they don't play, I think it's a low scoring game. I think Washington will hold on. If they play, I think the Bengals take it. This is an intriguing game, though. Two teams that do have some promising talent, although obviously this isn't their year. We'll see who's got the better younger squad.
Yeah, I guess I'll pick Cincinnati.
I'm taking the Washington football team.
You know, who knows? Alex Smith might throw for 500 yards again.
Yeah, that's
Terry
what I'm
McLaurin,
thinking.
yeah.
Against like you got Trey Wayne's out on the IR, and Mackenzie Alexander's questionable. Who else do they have at corner that's decent?
Exactly. Terry McLaurin's my DraftKings lock of the week. I have him in all my DraftKings. You should be able to
Yeah.
burn him up.
Should be.
Yeah, again, game that no one's really going to give a shit about, but I'll probably have it on for a
Right.
little bit because why not? Another game that people probably don't give a shit about, Carolina, Detroit. It's one of those weeks. It really is one of those weeks. Carolina and Detroit. Carolina, 1.5 point dogs. Detroit's favored by 1.5 here on the road. If Teddy B doesn't play, how's that offense going to look? Who isn't PJ Walker their backup?
Yes, I would love to see that
Yeah.
low key though.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah,
what if he lights it up?
He could.
he could. He
The
very well could.
XFL MVP, PJ Walker.
He could.
Yeah, I think both sides. It's going to be a very heavy running game. I think DeAndre Swift's going to have a great game on the ground. I think Davis is going to have a great game on the ground. Both
I
teams
think
can't
if-
defend the run.
If Teddy can't go, I think you'll see a lot of read option plays with PJ Walker. I think they're going to let him run a little bit more.
Either way, I see Davis getting 20, 25 touches. Hey, what did I tell you on Monday, Sheebs? What did I tell you? Cooks didn't even reach 100 yards, and he had like 30 fucking carries. Told you it was going to be hard.
I was pretty pissed, not going to lie.
Hey,
Like,
they
give it to
won.
him one more time. I was like,
They
give it
won.
to him one more time.
Even if they did, even if he reached 100 yards on like 35 carries, really? I mean, come on. You could do that.
Well,
Come
no,
on.
I'm not fast at all. But I'll talk about the Vikings more when we get to that game.
Yeah, well, we should have started with that. Vikings won, and not a.
And we can.
eventful-
I'll talk about how horrible the Bears are too.
Bears suck. Bears suck.
But
Let's
the line.
finish this one, and then you'll get your 15 minutes. We'll go out of order a little bit. I think heavy running game, especially if Kenny Galladay can't go for Detroit. Both defenses aren't very good. So even if Teddy doesn't play, I still think there's going to be some points in this game. I like Carolina.
I'm gonna go Detroit actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Detroit. I think Matt Stafford will have a good game.
My balls told me to do it. I got that feeling right
I
now.
got Swift. DeAndre Swift's gonna have another big week, I think.
He might be out.
No, Swift wasn't on the
Swift
report.
is good.
He has concussion.
Who cares?
He's all right.
He's all right. He only rung his bell. All right, we're gonna
That's what I heard.
jump ship before we get to Pittsburgh, Jacksonville. Monday night, Vikings took down the Bears in a game that everyone expected because the Bears suck. Bears are
So
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
They.
Yeah,
true
stink.
imposters.
a
I
good
could
beat.
tell. All right. So I remember Kyle Rudolph caught that pass, fumbled, and I was like, all right, here we go. It's gonna be one of those games. And then Nick Foles drops back and throws it about 8 feet over Allen Robinson's head. I think it was Allen Robinson. Harrison Smith picks it off. And then from that point on, Bears just looked horrible. They had less than 200 yards of offense as a team. It's sad.
Yeah, well, it was under 200 yards. Yeah, that's you can't win a fucking.
You know what's
football
As a
game
fucking
whole
like
funny?
that.
What is-
You can't win a fucking football game like
What is
that.
so funny to me is when I listen to some other podcasts out there, and I'm not going to give no free ads, even though it's a great one. This guy thinks that the Bears are actually going to beat the fucking Packers this year. He actually thinks that. I don't know if the
Wow.
Bears are going to win another damn game.
I don't
They
look at their.
I
don't
can't
know their
believe they
schedule.
started 5-1. They've
That
lost
was
4 in a
marginal.
row.
We said it. We said they were the worst fucking 3-0 team in the history of the NFL.
They were. They barely beat the Giants. They got lucky against the Falcons. They got lucky against the Lions in week 1.
Yep. The
Yeah,
Lions should have
Swift
won.
dropped that ball.
Yeah, he dropped it.
Yeah.
But the Bears are 5-5. They should be 3-7.
And I will.
They should be.
The Bears aren't good, but I just want to give a shout out to Kirk Cousins. 292, 2 touchdowns. He had a pick, but it wasn't his fault because Adam Thielen tried to catch it with his chest, and it bounced up in the air, and Khalil Mack intercepted it. But he played well. Justin Jefferson, 135 yards. Another monster performance from him. I think he's making a strong case for Offensive Rookie of the Year. If he continues up with this pace, 7th in the league in receiving yards, he looks very polished as a route runner already in his first year. The young defensive line of the Vikings, I was saying, the last 2 shows that they have to step up, and they did. Fadi Dedebo actually stepped up too much and hurt Nick Foles. I hope he's all right, but
They brought in DeShone Kizer for a workout, the Bears. They have us on Sunday Night Football next week. Imagine
Nice.
DeShone Kizer coming to Green Bay to fucking play for the Bears. That's neither here nor there. Let's keep going in this week's slate. Vikings won on Monday. They're poising themselves for a push for a 7 seed. I think they'll get it.
who?
Steelers.
They
The
should.
Vikings?
Yeah.
They should conceivably, after the next 3 weeks, they should be 7-5. They got the Cowboys this week. They have the Panthers next week, and then the Jags.
Speaking of the Jags, let's go down to Duval. Steelers opening up 10.5-point favorites. A little bit more respect for the Jags. Last week they were 14-point dogs. This week 10.5 over the undefeated Steelers. I don't see the Steelers struggling with Jacksonville like we did last week. I like Steelers 10.5 in this one.
Yeah,
Robinson's not going to be able to run the ball against Pittsburgh like he did against us.
I think.
And I don't think.
And if he does, great job. By the way.
I think the
I
Steelers
still
will have a
even
field
think 10
day.
and a half's a good. I'll take that.
They'll have a field
Yeah,
day against.
they have a lot. They got a fucking. If you have any Steelers receivers on your fantasy team, start them all because Ben is going to have a field day with this shitty ass fucking.
I right now off the top of my head could not name one person on the Jags defense. Just like, oh yeah, they have
CJ Henderson,
Great.
first round pick.
Watch out for him.
He covered Devontae very well, and by very well, I mean Devontae stole like an 80-yard day and a touchdown. But he stripped Devontae, forced a fumble on him. He was playing very aggressive, Henderson. But if MVS could pull off a 78-yard touchdown, what do you think? Washington or DeAndre Johnson, Juju Claypool, what do you think they're gonna do?
Yeah.
Ebron. I have Ebron and DraftKings too. I do.
I think
like
we
it.
should everybody hammer Steelers this week. Shouldn't be any problem.
Hammer the Steelers. I'm taking them on my actual bet slip. I'm bringing down 9.5, but for the actual line, courtesy of fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm gonna take Steelers 10.5. I think that's the census pick.
It's going to be the first 10-0 start in franchise history.
Realistically,
which is kind of mind blowing.
Steelers should go.
Yeah, right. With the teams that they've had, but also the divisions, and not what it used to be as well. So.
They should bring James Harrison back just for like a tribute sort of thing, because they could go to the Super Bowl. So that guy is. I'm gonna bet you my whole house that guy is still in shape and could play if he really wanted to.
Oh yeah, he's still ready to go.
Baldwin Smith could do it. I think he could do it. Especially you see that the form on that tackle on that commercial. That form was beautiful.
You killed that guy.
Killed him. This game, very intriguing. Baltimore.
Yeah, I like this game.
Baltimore's opening up at 5.5. Very, very interesting. Based on what Harris did last week with New England against Baltimore, I like Derrick Henry to run for about fucking 200 yards on this defense. I do. Tennessee's defense isn't great. I think this is going to be another high scoring game. I like Tennessee plus 5.5. I'm not going to straight up say they're going to win the game, but I do like them to cover that 5.5.
I'm going to take Baltimore because Lamar is very frustrated, and I think
This is a revenge
You know,
game for them too.
yeah, and I think Lamar's going to run all over this Tennessee defense.
Yeah, I agree. The only problem I always have with the Ravens is that they don't have like a legitimate number one receiver.
Yeah, I mean
Who was
Hollywood's.
the last one? Bolden. Anquan Bolden when he was on his
Yeah.
way out. I mean, Hollywood Brown is nothing special.
You could even go Mike Wallace a few years back.
Yeah.
I forgot about Mike Wallace. I remember he was on the
He
Vikings.
came.
for, like,
He
a
came
day.
from. He had the top of his career in Pittsburgh. And
He was
went to
gross in Pittsburgh.
Jacoby
Yeah.
Jones on the Super Bowl team. So yeah, the Ravens and
Baltimore, but Baltimore's teams when they're successful, it's based off their fucking defense, man.
What's
and,
what's Des
their
Bryant's
defense
status?
is not that issue.
Des Bryant
he was-
suited up.
He's on the roster. He's suited up. He was there. He was.
I,
He's
I, don't know,
not
I
just
feel
gonna
like
throw him
I
in.
feel like
Well, I don't think they throw him in.
No, they
I
don't
feel
throw him into the
I feel like they
Yeah.
will eventually though. I feel like one game you're just gonna be like, oh shit, he's back.
Des Bryant's in the fucking football game again.
I think
it's
he's
just
gonna
gonna
have
be
a touchdown soon.
So I would give it. He's gonna be in there every day receiver rotation coming up by the end of the season. They need him. I mean, we got to see what he can do. Fucking,
Valuable
He's old. He's
veteran
coming back.
experience, leadership. Even if he doesn't play that
Yep.
much, he can have like a Jared Dudley on the Lakers type role. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think more than anything, this is probably going to be the most exciting 1 o'clock game.
Yeah, that or the Falcons Saints game, I would say,
Yeah.
just because you never know what's going to happen in that game. Because if Jameis plays, Jameis isn't. He still led the league in touchdowns last year. I mean, and the Saints. We're gonna have to see if Michael Thomas wants to come to play.
You know who's due for a big game? Is Jonnu Smith. He's been quiet the past 3-4 weeks.
Yeah,
Yep.
Jonnu Smith has been quiet, and you're going to figure Marlon Humphrey's going to be on A.J. Brown, which is going to leave you with Humphreys, Davis, and Jonnu Smith. I like Jonnu Smith to have a nice game.
What about Marcus
I agree.
Peters?
he's gonna probably be on.
He'll be on. Maybe he'll be on Brown, but I think Humphrey's got a better matchup with
Yeah, I think so too.
Marcus Peters is more physical, and I think that does him well with Davis.
I saw a
So
stat. I saw a stat the other day, and it's like the Vikings and the Ravens this year have both been worse with Yannick Ngakoue on the team. I don't know if it's probably just a very weird coincidence, but like when he wasn't, they're like 8-0. Like both those teams combined are 8-0 without him on the team.
Yo, you see the shit? Vote Ngakoue into the Pro Bowl. Everybody get on there, vote Ngakoue into the Pro Bowl. I
Yeah.
know you know, Sheebs.
Yeah, I saw it.
I joined. I voted for Ngakoue. All right. We're on to Houston, the artery clogger of America. Vegas got to know something that we don't know because New England's opening up here at a 2-point favorite.
New
Which is very
England looked very convincing last week against the Ravens.
They did. And
It was like Belichick was showing that, hey, yeah, I can still fucking win a game here. Shut the fuck up. Like, calm down.
he was also controlling the weather that night. Very smart move by Belichick.
Yeah,
Smart move.
to turn on the rain gauge. Yeah, that was really
He's
good.
a sorcerer, I
Yeah,
swear.
see, like I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Houston goes and beats them.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It's Deshaun versus Cam, really.
Yeah.
I take Deshaun in that matchup, but
I like Harris to run all over Houston. I think
that too. That's the difference. Texans don't really have a fucking running back, so
Exactly.
Yeah,
and if
they don't.
Gilmore playing would help a lot. But
definitely.
Houston's receiving core is too good to be this bad. You know what I mean? But Belichick is too good of a head coach where I don't think it matters who the fuck's in the game.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't have the production, if the Patriots didn't have the production on the ground that they've been getting with Cam Newton, they'd be so much worse.
Terrible.
Guy
I
has
also just-
3 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and Dak Prescott still got more passing yards than him, and he's been out since week 5.
I think it's impossible for the Houston Texans to beat the New England Patriots. I just think that goes against all the rules of football for the Texans to actually beat them.
Their defense is just sad.
I mean, look through history. I don't know the last time the Texans beat the Patriots. They always got
No
killed
idea.
in the playoffs. You know, and for that reason, I'm going to go with New England -2.
I'll go New England.
I'm gonna go with Houston, just for shits and giggles.
Ooh, you badass, you. Oh, okay, I see you. I see you. Hey, get high, Denver. Miami's coming to town. 3.5-point favorites are the Dolphins. This Dolphins team is fun. This is a fun Dolphins
Go
team.
fish, baby.
The Drew Lock elite meter is just like all the way down
Yeah.
at this point.
Correct.
Down the Tua meter,
All
the
the way
Tua
up.
time meter, not Tua elite. The Tua time is all the way the fuck over here because it's Tua time.
The Melvin Gordon
Drew Lock
meter is
elite
just
over here.
Yep.
boom down.
A name to watch for is Ahmed, the undrafted rookie running back out of Washington, who had a very good performance last week for the Dolphins against the Chargers. I think he's going to be their primary back. They just released Jordan Howard, who signed with the Eagles practice squad, so he's going back to quote unquote home. So you got Ahmed as the 1, Breida as the 2, and this is a solid opportunity for Ahmed to solidify himself as the primary back moving forward for Miami.
Yeah.
I think you're
No.
gonna see elite. I say you're gonna see a 2-touchdown game from Devontae Parker.
I was gonna say Tua's due for. I know he had 2 last week.
I think he's gonna have at least like 3 or 4 this week.
I think he's due for a 3-touchdown game this week.
I think Devontae Parker is gonna have at least 1 or 2.
Oh, no.
Honestly.
I'm gonna say the Dolphins are a good football team.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that they are a playoff football team.
The Dolphins are a good football team.
The Broncos receivers are gonna have trouble. Is Cortland Sutton even playing? Is he hurt?
I don't
He's
think
out
so.
here.
I don't
Isn't
think
he
he's
out there?
back yet.
Because
Yeah, he had towards ACL.
Oh yeah, shit. I
And
forgot
you're gonna
about
have
that.
Howard covering Jerry Judy. Hamler hasn't done shit this year.
No, I don't. I forgot he was there. Fucking
You're gonna
Noah
have-
Fant's been banged up.
You're gonna whoever their second.
Imagine if
receiver
Miami
is,
never got rid of Minka Fitzpatrick.
Imagine if they didn't. But then, touchdown Seattle.
If
Russ connects to Lockett. So DK and Lockett both have one tonight.
whoever their second receiver is, the Broncos is gonna be getting Byron Jones on them. So
Yeah. Miami.
they have 2 like elite corners on their roster.
Miami with the spread.
We talked about it on Sunday. This is the start of a very favorable 3-game stretch for Miami where they could be looking at 9-3 when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
That'd be some
Yeah.
shit. Brian
That'd be
Flores.
crazy.
I like Brian Flores, man. That's a good coach. So I think we're all in agreement. Miami 3.5
Yep.
here.
I think we can just skip this Chargers Jets game and just agree that the
Chargers-Jets.
Chargers are gonna win.
The Chargers are
Chargers are gonna win.
9.5. The Chargers are 9.5. I'm gonna take the Jets plus 9.5 though.
The
No,
Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers.
Chargers are gonna win, but I like the Jets to cover the 10
The
points.
Jets are. They'll do something. Watch. Pick 6 at the last second of the game to make it.
Yeah, but we're
fucking
talking about the
Chargers
Chargers
cover.
here too.
See, like the
We're talking
Chargers,
about-
the Chargers have been losing a lot of close
Yeah, but
games.
the Chargers
last
can close a
minute.
game versus the worst closing team in the NFL.
The worst team in the NFL. Period.
Yeah, not even closing, like the worst fucking team, straight up.
Oh, they're the worst team. The Jets are atrocious.
Like, who's
I
a
saw-
bright spot for the
covered
team? Can you
that
name a
point.
bright spot for the Jets that you're just like, oh, they're bad, but here to Sam?
You guys want to giggle?
Sam Darnold.
You want to giggle? Adam Gase said
Sam Darnold.
Frank Gore is the. It was something along the lines of Frank Gore is the best that we like on the team this year. Like he's looking the best this year, the most consistent. He's talking about a 8-year-old running back that is saying is outperforming everybody on his own team. Now it's either Adam Gase is really high off those smelling salts, or he's right and the Jets are just that fucking bad. Which it could be both.
Why are they keeping this guy? Like, if he doesn't go in the offseason, that's embarrassing.
The Jets
And
have
at
no
this
hope.
point, it's not even about putting asses in the seats because there's no fucking asses in the seats.
Who's gonna
Yeah.
want to go? Fireman Joe or whatever his name is probably fucking turn into a Giants fan.
Probably.
Christ, at this point, they should get Joe Namath back.
Get somebody called Chad Pennington. Either way.
Mark Sanchez,
Oh no, I don't know about
the
all that.
last great quarterback for the Jets.
I trust Joe Flacco more than Sam Darnold right now. I do, and that's why I think that the Jets will at least cover the spread. The Chargers, they should win the game. If you mean to tell me that Herbert can't get Keenan Allen 100 yards and Mike Williams 50 yards, Hunter Henry a touchdown or two, if you tell me that, what the hell, the running back for the Chargers there, not Kelly, it starts with an H. I'm drawing a blank. He had a nice game last week against Miami. The Chargers should be able to win this game. I think it'll be closer though.
I got Chargers.
Because
with
the Chargers
spread, so.
still a
Chargers.
problem. I got the Chargers to win.
Go Bulls.
Let's go up to Minnesota, eh? Dallas and Minnesota. This was going to be the game of the week. Got flexed out though for a better game that we'll get to right after this.
Why wouldn't it though? Like the Vikings are hot right now, but who the fuck wants to see the Cowboys play?
Bingo, baby. And that's why the Vikings open up as 7-point favorites. No, Sheeves, this is a game where Dalvin Cook's going to easily rush for over 100 yards.
Easily.
Yep.
He should easily.
He'll do it before 20 touches.
I'd say Justin Jefferson's going to have over 100 yards again. Who do they have at corner? Trayvon Diggs is hurt. And that was their quote unquote best corner, a rookie. That's
I took
little
Jefferson
shaky.
out of games. I like his matchup over Thielen.
And I don't know what Irv Smith's status is. He's battling a groin injury, but I think if Irv Smith plays, he could have a big impact.
Rudolph is still your dude, though.
Defensively, I think a couple players on the Vikings could potentially have a field day. Harrison Smith being one of them. I think that the way DJ Wanham has been playing very quietly, having a very good rookie campaign, I think
We should throw this out.
sack.
That it's Andy Dalton. He should be back. So that'll give Dallas a little better chance to make it a competitive game, to at least smell the spread. Look, the secondary for Minnesota is still not very good, and the receiving core for Dallas is. It's just if Andy Dalton could get it in their spots. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
You
all.
still got to get it through.
I
He's
think
still good.
I know they played Chicago last week, but they're improving. Jeff Gladney's improving. Chris Boyd is getting better. And
I'm taking Minnesota.
you
this week.
got those two at safety. They're very hard to overlook. Anthony Harris and Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith, I think, is easily a top 2 safety since he came into the league.
I think Zeke is going to have the best game he's had in a month. This is his time to do it. This isn't the Minnesota Vikings front seven that of the past 5 years or so. I think Zeke's finally going to have at least 65 yards.
A big
Finally.
blow for us on the season was the fact that Michael Pierce opted out.
Look, I want to go back because I was looking at Zeke's DraftKings scores and whatnot, and he was getting like 8 points over the last. He wasn't even the leading rusher against Pittsburgh. That was Pollard.
Yeah, Pollard was.
Pollard. Against Philly,
I think
Zeke finished with 63. Against Washington, where Dallas only scored 3 points, Zeke finished with 45. Against the Cardinals, where Dallas got waxed, Zeke finished with 49. Against the Cowboys, the game that Dak got hurt, Zeke finished with 91. So that's the last time Zeke has had a decent game, was when Dak went out.
Yeah,
I think he changed it on Sunday. I think he gets back into the groove.
I think the Vikings will dominate the time of possession though if Dalvin Cook's doing Dalvin Cook stuff because they're a
If he's
very
breaking
run-heavy
runs,
team.
you're looking at chunk yards on that though. If Cook's breaking runs 15, 20, then gets 5 here, and then breaks off another 15, that'll hurt the TOP a little bit. It's still gonna be. I think it's gonna be a balanced game. I mean, Minnesota's just gonna attack them everywhere.
The thing is though is what the Cowboys can't do is let Dalvin Cook run outside the tackles. Well, that's what he does best. If he gets to the outside, he's gonna give you some issues. Last year when they played him, when the Cowboys were decent, he didn't like. It's not even on like plays where like he was running the ball like all right, but they're throwing him screens and stuff, and he was just breaking them for like absurd gains.
Yeah, they like to run those little swing screens with Cook, and that's not a traditional.
One person that has been playing very well for the Vikings this season is linebacker Eric Wilson. He has been very good in pass coverage. He's got a few interceptions. I think he has a chance to make his first Pro Bowl this year. He has a case, even though the Pro Bowl doesn't mean
On
anything
Madden.
because it's on Madden. Yes,
Doesn't matter.
but you know what I mean. Like,
Telling me he has a chance to play Madden this year.
yeah, he has a chance to play Madden 21.
Yeah.
I think let's get to it. Minnesota, I'm taking by the touchdown.
Minnesota.
Yep, I agree. Minnesota.
And America's game of the week from Lucas Oil Stadium. The 7-2 Packers, 6-3 Colts. This is going to be a very, very tough game, and it's going to go one or two ways. It's either going to be a shootout or a low-scoring game. I think Hines is going to do what Robinson did last week. Hines should be able to run all over the Packers. If Devontae can't go, MVS should have another big game. Lazard, I don't know if he's going to be back this week. He was activated off IR. The Colts defense, I wouldn't call it faulty, but their number one ranked defense, what quarterbacks have they really played against this year? You know what I mean?
They're the number one ranked defense.
They're the number one ranked defense. And it's a good defense. Xavier Rhodes is playing good ball.
Darius Leonard's a beast.
DeForest Buckner, who killed us with San Fran twice last year, is there to haunt us again.
I'm sorry. I just don't know how they're the number one ranked defense. I don't understand.
Stats.
Well,
Yards allowed.
Okay.
yeah, stats are usually what the
Points and yards allowed is what makes them.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah.
In the Colts, I believe it's a point. Colts open up at 1.5 point favorites in this one.
The thing to watch for with the Colts though is
I don't know.
Braden Smith is questionable at guard.
And also they have Phillip Rivers as their quarterback, so
Exactly. And Jair and Kevin King should be back this week, and their receivers are very underwhelming, I'd say. So
Like,
this is
A guy that like should be elite. Like on paper, I guess, like if you look at his numbers from the past, is T.Y. Hilton. He's having a very, very, very underwhelming.
But Pascal's their leading receiver.
He's having a
20
terrible.
receptions, 30 and 2 touchdowns. He's their leading receiver. Taylor's their leading rusher still, but Hines has been getting the ball the past couple games. He's going to tear the Packers apart. He really will. Oh, that's going to be the only way. I don't think the Colts are going to get done through the air. If anything, they're going to beat us on the ground. And like you said, they're going to kill the time of possession. The less time Rodgers has the ball, the better for them. It all depends on how the Packers respond to their defense. You know, the first 15 plays are going to say a lot. I'm confident going into it. It's going to be a tough game. I'm going to take the Packers by 2.
Yeah, I'm taking the.
I'm taking the Packers. I think this is going to come down to, it's going to be a classic Packers down by a score, kind of last drive of the game. Rodgers going to go down, touchdown, game over. I'm taking the Packers.
It's going to be a close game. It's going to be within 3. And if we beat them by any more than 3, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, it's going to be a grind.
I'm looking forward. It's going to be a good game. You know, the next 3 Packer games are on national TV. This is probably their toughest game left this season. Really. I mean, after this, you got Philly, Chicago, Carolina, Detroit. You still got Tennessee and then Chicago again. So this is last big test before Tennessee Week 16 Monday Night Football. Sunday Night Football, though. Chiefs, Raiders in Las Vegas, Nevada. Chiefs looking for revenge.
Tell you what, man, I'm very intrigued by this football game, man.
8-point underdogs.
Edwards-Helaire is on the COVID list. Not, excuse me, not on the COVID list. He's held out with an illness.
Illness.
Yeah.
So
He's the
you,
illest.
who knows if he'll be able to go? And if he can't go, are we going to be seeing a lot of LaShawn McCoy? Are we going to be
Le'Veon
seeing
Bell.
a lot of Le'Veon Bell? What are we getting?
I don't know. This is the team that Mahomes threw his only interception against. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking Patrick Mahomes may throw the ball 65, 70 times and have 1,000 yards and just destroy the Raiders. Or it's going to be more of the same last game, and the Raiders are going to beat them.
Derek Carr
then the Raiders
having
are
a very
out.
quietly good season with 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Josh Jacobs
Yeah.
having a very good year. And
Really good. No sophomore slump for him.
The Raiders are playing with a lot of confidence and swagger right now. A, they're 6-3 and currently the 5 seed in the AFC. B, they know they can win this game. They already beat the Chiefs one
It's-
They
time.
already beat them.
crazy too, because I was playing as the Raiders in Madden this morning, and I'm just like looking at their defense. I'm like, who are these people? How are they 6-3? It's all
Your
about
boy Gruden,
it's all
John
about-
Gruden, the mastermind.
it's all about fitting people into positions where they are set up to succeed.
And really, it's without Henry Ruggs really getting going this season. Darren Waller's the
Yeah.
leading receiver for the Raiders. You know, he's got 53
440
grabs,
yards.
431 yards, 4 touchdowns. And on the other side, Travis Kelce's the leading receiver for Kansas City. So you got
He's
two of the
having a
top
good
5
year.
football head to head. You know, Derek Carr's having a good season. I don't know. 8 points. 8 points is a lot on the
Yeah, 8 points is a lot for this game. I
That's
was going to
a
say,
lot.
I'm going to take the Raiders with the spread just because I don't think this is going to be an 8-point game.
No,
They're-
I like
they're-
the Raiders +8.
They're quite literally giving the Raiders a 24% chance to win. I think that's very low. I'd give them at least like a 35% chance to win, 40.
It's low considering they're 6-3 and already beat the Chiefs once. So you could look at it one or two ways. It's Chiefs are coming in with a chip on their shoulder and they're still chasing the 1 seed in the AFC. They can't slip up if they want it. And secondly, you could look at the Raiders playing with confidence and swagger and letting their fucking black and silver dicks hang out of their fucking pants, you know, with all the casino chips flying out.
Be
with
doing
it.
all that knee head business. They could be doing it.
ham bone. Sheeps, what did you do? You like Raiders +8 or are you going with the Chiefs -8?
I like Raiders +8. If
Yeah.
they don't win, they'll cover.
Last game of the week, Monday Night Football.
Very
Rams,
intriguing.
Bucks.
Very
This
very
is
intriguing game.
Fun.
Hammer the over.
Hammer the over. You got that right, Marv. Hammer the over on this game. Tampa Bay, they're home. Favored in this game. Where the fuck is it?
Does Brady have a bye next week?
Yeah,
Does Tampa have a bye next week?
they should be. Yeah, they should be.
Yeah, hammer the over. Tom Brady is going to play extra hard this week because it's Monday night and he gets an extra fucking week off. Hammer the fucking over.
Very interesting game. The Rams have looked very good. That defense is coming back to life. Sean McVay getting it back to life.
Yeah, he's getting them going.
Yeah,
That's
Sean
what they
Bucks
want.
defense.
Yeah, Sean McVay's getting them going, you know. Very good solid defense there. See Jalen Ramsey out there playing.
This is a tough game to pick head up. I think Henderson's gonna have a hard time running against the Bucks D. Goff might be able to get it done in the air though.
Yeah, but
think-
Ronald Jones is a problem. Ronald Jones.
He's
is a
been playing well.
problem.
Will we have a significant impact from Antonio Brown this week? Stay tuned.
No.
Here's the thing. with
Maybe a
Mike-
touchdown, but I say he has less than 5 catches, if any.
It's crazy how far he's fallen because that guy at one point where you're just like, yeah, he is the number 1 receiver in the league. I picked that guy on my fantasy team for like 3 years in a row, and he never disappointed me ever.
Nope. He's just not Antonio Brown anymore, man. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but he is not the Antonio Brown from Pittsburgh.
As soon as he had that blonde mustache, I was like, oh.
Oh, Jesus.
The other thing too, if whoever Jalen Ramsey is covering, I would assume Mike Evans.
I would assume Mike Evans
I
too.
don't expect much out of them.
I
No.
don't know, man. Mike Evans is like Jalen Ramsey's a big corner, but Mike Evans is bigger. Mike Evans
Yeah,
has.
so
Yeah, but-
Metcalf and Jalen Ramsey had him by the balls last week.
All right, yeah,
Lock
that's
the
true
fuck
too.
up.
But
Yeah. I think I'm going I'm taking Brady in this one. I'm going Tampa Bay. I'm going Tampa Bay -4. Just I think it's literally gonna probably be a fucking 35-30 game or some shit. Like it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, I'm
Points.
taking Tampa Bay. I think Gronk will have a decent game.
Yeah, Gronk's been coming on the scene more and more each week, which you thought it would take him a little bit.
I feel like he's going to explode onto the scene in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think Higbee's healthy.
Higbee is healthy. Yeah, he's ready to go. I'd say if you have if you got offensive players in this game for fantasy, play them.
JPP's questionable for Bucks. If he can't go for whatever reason, that will hurt them.
Yeah, but they should be overall. I mean, he's not their whole piece of their defense, but it'll definitely help in that run game. But I don't think there's nobody back there in the Rams. It's not Todd Gurley back there anymore, so there's nothing to be shitting your pants over.
I'm actually gonna go Rams +4. Still think the Bucks win, but I think the Rams cover.
Yeah.
See Bullock coming out there. I think Bullock's Tampa's kicker. I think game-winning field goal, one or two ways.
Yeah,
maybe
I can see that.
I think it'll come down to the last possession. All right, that's it for the previews. Let's do locks, then start 'em, sit 'em. I'm gonna my locks: Miami -3.5, Minnesota -7, and over 48.5 in Tampa, LA.
Oh boy. I too am going to pick Miami in this week, -3.5. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. Got to ride the boys. -10.5 against the terrible Jacksonville Jaguars, and I am taking the Atlanta Falcons +4 against the New Orleans Saints.
Really?
Yeah.
That's got the Marv seal of approval on it.
I'm going Vikings -7. I'm going Raiders +8.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go Chargers -9.5.
All right.
I like it.
I mean, shitty week last week, I think, for all of us. I think I was 0 for.
I was 1-1-1.
I was 1-2.
2-6-1 now. I think I am.
I am. I've hit one every week, so I think I'm not sure.
What, 3-5-1?
I've only had 2 right. Because I went 0 for 3 the 1 week. That the Patriots.
I think I'm 3-5-1.
You haven't had a push. So what? You're 2-7.
Yeah.
So Marv's in the lead by 1.
We are the NFC East right now.
Yeah,
we are the NFC East.
The Patriots screwed me over because they only beat the Jets by 3 fucking points.
Yeah, the fucking Browns screwed me over. The spread was 3, had to push, sons of bitches.
Yeah, I just sucked. I did. Wait, no,
All right. We have a new segment here this week on Riding the Pine. It's called Start 'em or Sit 'em. So I have 4 players this week that I had questionable that I think a lot of people in the fantasy world are going to question if we should start them or sit them. And let's get right into it. First of all, the number 1 start 'em or sit 'em guy since the beginning of the start of the season, Michael Thomas. In a big game versus Atlanta, guys, Drew Brees is going to be out. No Alvin Kamara. Do you start Michael Thomas this week?
You start Michael Thomas if Jameis Winston's the quarterback because that guy is going to let it fly. And even if he throws 3 interceptions, I think Michael Thomas will get his.
That's fair.
Yeah, the Atlanta secondary still sucks ass. It's like it's the equivalent to Andy Dalton coming in Dallas. 2 guys that were middle, tier 3, tier 4 type quarterbacks that were still starters for over 4 or 5 years in the NFL. It's not like you have some fucking scrub coming in. You don't got no Peterman starting. I'd still start Michael Thomas. Because if you're a backup quarterback, who are you going to look to? You're going to look to your number 1.
Especially
number 1.
If Alvin Kamara doesn't go.
Go. Yeah. All right. I like that. I like those picks. Number 2, we have Amari Cooper on another team who doesn't have their top quarterback and another team who has struggled offensively.
That's a tough one because the Vikings secondary is very inexperienced, but also it's still the Cowboys.
And Andy Dalton is back this week, so he is getting his now number 1 quarterback, with Dak being out the rest of the year. Andy Dalton was their planned backup. But last week, not last week, 2 weeks ago against Pittsburgh, Amari Cooper was a big part of the game. He had 5 catches. That was the most since Dak went out. But I think last week he struggled again. They were on a bye last week, so
That was Gilby. That was because Gilby boy was in. I'm starting
Yeah.
Amari for the same reason that I'm starting
Start
Michael.
him.
Vikings
starting.
secondary is still not very good.
Mhm.
He's gonna be
The
looking-
Cowboys won't win, but he'll have.
right.
That's gonna be the
All right.
number one guy.
Yeah. Moving on to the running back department now. We're gonna go Derrick Henry. Do you think Derrick Henry is a start or sit against the Baltimore defense?
I start him. I start Derrick Henry too.
Yeah.
After watching what Harris did last week, I mean, I brought it up earlier when we were going over the Tennessee-Baltimore game. I think Derrick Henry's going to plow right through him. He's a fucking horse.
Sheebs, you got that as a start as well?
Yeah.
All right.
King Henry.
All right. Yeah. And the final one that I'm going to do today is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You know, minus if he plays or not with the illness or whatever. Against Las Vegas last time, I don't think he had like this big game, did he? No, he had 10 carries for 40 yards in that game. So I don't know. Do you want to start him or sit?
I sit him. He
Sit him.
hasn't really, his first 3 weeks he got on the scene, but what has he done over the past month? You know, he's
Right.
kind of fizzled into the rookie abyss. Not to
Mhm.
mention the Vegas defense isn't all that bad.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a physical bunch, and that's how Gruden likes his team. Just get me the biggest motherfuckers you can find, then let me get the fastest fuckers you could find. Well, let's just go hit people. And I think they
Yeah.
punch him in the face a couple times. He's going to back off. I sit Helaire.
Well, you heard it here first, everybody. Start Michael Thomas. Start Derrick Henry. Sit Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And start who's the fucking last one?
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper. So
If you know our track history, you know to listen to us.
you know to probably sit everybody who
Yes.
said to start and start who we said to sit. But
Yeah,
there you
there's a
go.
reason why we ride
If
the
this
pine.
is their first time tuning in, riding the pine, we have not missed a pick.
We have never missed. We are
We have
all
never missed a
undefeated
pick.
with
We're
our
all
picks.
undefeated. If you've been with us the whole time, shush.
Yeah.
Don't say a word.
Speaking of such and not say a word as we wrap it up, that's a good way to say if you didn't like this episode, shh, don't say a word. If you like it, be a friend, tell a friend, like, subscribe, comment, anything.
And we have a
Word out
Twitter
there.
now. We have a Twitter
Follow us on Twitter,
Yeah, well,
Pine_podcast.
run by
Pine_podcast on Twitter.
We're on the Twitter sphere. We're on the
Yes, sir.
gram. We're always here. We're still, now that I have no life for the next couple weeks, I'm gonna be putting in work to get us onto Apple while you guys are at your jobs and I'm home on crutches.
and
Yeah.
maybe we end up on Snapchat, and maybe you're following us on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I got a LinkedIn. And I guess it's worth saying as we sign off here, Seattle backed up in their own territory, 13-7, approaching halftime. So that game's still got the second half to go. So we'll see how well we do on Sunday. Everybody enjoy your fuck off Friday, and we'll see you again on
See you guys
Monday
on Sunday.
morning.
Monday morning.